John, it's great to have you here. Would you differentiate in the space, or should we just still kind of talk about it as a group? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're certainly not trading that differentiated lately.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. We actually like a lot of these kind of compute semi names like Marvell, NVIDIA, and AMD. I think when I think about the space fundamentally within semiconductors, obviously what's driving a lot of the sell-off is obviously not only the broader market sell-off, but you are having some peaking concerns about where we are in the semiconductor cycle. You know, we've had 3 years of very strong growth in the stocks. In the history of the stocks, we've actually never had 4 years of stock appreciation. In 2022, if the stocks would be up, would be that 4th year. And that's really what's driving the sell-off here. But fundamentally, we think companies like Marvell, NVIDIA, AMD, which are levered to the cloud, are going to be much more better off fundamentally this year with some of these broader cyclical concerns.
So let's talk, maybe we can show some of the stocks like AMD. You have a 155 price target, Marvell 95. You like you have an overweight there, Qualcomm 220. You know, just to put this in context with the price levels now, how much upside do you see in what you acknowledge could be a tough year for the sector?
Yeah, I think what we're recommending to investors right now is to kind of lean into more of these secular driven stories versus names that have more broad-based exposures to the autos, industrials markets. If you think about names like NVIDIA, Marvell, and AMD, they are highly levered to kind of cloud data center growth. Cloud data center growth right now is really one of the hottest end markets that we're seeing out there. We're seeing obviously Facebook invest 60% growth in CapEx this year, driven by kind of the metaverse build-outs. And these names are highly levered to those stories right now. So we see over potentially 20% plus upside, based on the recent sell-off we've seen in the market at this point. Names like On Semi is a cyclical name, but the reason why we still like On Semi here is there's kind of a management turnaround story here that we think is going to drive incremental alpha here. If you look at the track record of this management team, they were previously at Cypress Semi. They turned that company around in a very short period of time and ultimately got them sold to Infineon, and we're betting on the same thing happening here with On Semi.
Talk to us a little bit about Qualcomm and what it has been doing in its business, perhaps to move away from handset chip sales and into other areas, and what its dependencies and risks are.
Yeah, Qualcomm has done an excellent job of diversifying away from mobile handsets. 40% of its chip business these days is tied to non-handsets. These include IoT, automotive, and our front end. And, I think a lot of investors are really encouraged with the diversification there. I would not ignore the mobile handset business because you do have strong secular growth here driven by 5G penetration. We're anticipating that over half of the smartphone market this year is going to be penetrated by 5G infrastructure, 5G handsets. I apologize for that. And on top of that, they are gaining significant share in the Android market as well on top of that.
Interesting. John Vinh, thank you very much. John Vinh of KeyBanc, we appreciate it.